Can y'all hear me now? There we go. There we go. That's what I'm trying to do. Yes, sir. Sound is on. Well, this hide has been in, I've been adding more tannic liquor, bark liquor to this, you know, throughout the night. Kind of the harder you work these hides, the quicker you can make leather out of them. So it just takes a lot of work. How's everybody today? Double tap that screen, like this video. My name's Calvin. Introduce yourself so we can become friends. Everybody needs new friends. They don't think they do, but they do. Hey, double tap that screen, like this, please. If you're here, I'm glad you're here. My name's Calvin. What I've been doing for several months is traditional tanning, hide tanning. And that's what this is, y'all. Apparently you don't have to be a genius to do it. Maybe that's why I can do it, you know? Just a little diligence. Oh man, thank you so much to Mike for that big old gift. Love that, dude. And like it. $50 super chat by Mike, man. Appreciate you, Mike. Let me roll to that. Give me another one. That's what's up, Mike. Man, needed that. That brightens my day a lot, Mike. Thank you. Hey, everybody, make sure, here's something you don't have to do. You don't have to make an awesome donation. Like, of course, I'll take it. That's an incredible donation. Appreciate that. I'm humbled. But you don't have to do that to help my channel out. What you need to do is just subscribe and, you know, click that bell and all that other stuff that you normally would do to get notifications, you know. King of Bogarts, that's my boy, Mike. That's my youngest. Mike has sons too, Julian. I think I've showed you Mike before. He's seen your live stream. Actually, I know he's seen your live stream. For sure. Mike is making stuff, ladies and gentlemen. Well, that's awesome, man. Great way to start the day. Hey, if you're here, I appreciate you being here. My name is Calvin. This is Dad's Workshop. And we do traditional stuff, traditional skills in here. Right now we're working on tanning. This is a deer hide. And this is I'm on the flesh side of it right now. So what you're seeing is me scudding the flesh side. It's the inside of the deer skin. And then I'll do the outside, or the grain side, hair side. Well, thank you for being here, everybody. Buckskin cow. That's right, Mike. That's right. That's what's up. Let's go. And my buckskin pals. Reminds me of Backwards Bill. Shel Silverstein. Sometimes you got to do stuff to forget stuff, dude. That's like the theme of my life. You know what I mean? Streaming Roblox. Julian, I don't know if Julian does a lot of Roblox. His game recently, Mike, you might actually appreciate this. His game recently has been My Singing Monsters. I don't know if you've ever heard of that. I do not get paid by My Singing Monsters, although I will take that. I'll put it in the I'll put it in my promotion section. But My Singing Monsters is actually kind of educational. You basically have these monsters on these islands, and they play different instruments. $30 subs, go ahead, dude. And he really has done real well because he just started. It's hard to get subs these days. That's what's up, Julian. Julian does some of my videoing when I do the squirrel stuff up in Ashland. He's good at it, man. I actually appreciate his umi-zumi technique. There's something to it, and it does well on YouTube. Was your son live streaming Roblox on Twitch or YouTube, Mike? Yeah, he's got 30 subs. He got 24 like in one night. He's doing good. Buckskin cow, that's me. Not feeling too buckskin cowish today. Need to get my confidence back. What do we got here? Jim Dwyer. I used to trap back in the day until first prices went to hell in the early 90s. I sold my stretchers and tools long ago. I haven't seen this done for years. So I'm making buckskin though. That's kind of like, I know furs, and I know a trapper on here. You've probably been to Critter Getters. I don't know if you've ever been to Jim, if you've ever been to Critter Getters live stream or Oak Ridge Outdoors, Oak Ridge Taxidermy, excuse me, Oak Ridge, sorry I messed your name up. Those guys still do it. I know Critter Getter's having a hard time selling his furs. I think it's just maybe there's a supply and demand element to it. For me, it's going to be making a boutique quality product, so basically a buckskin out of these different animals. You don't see a lot of like squirrel buckskin and some niche stuff like that out there. So that's going to be my approach, Jim. That's a really good point that you brought up. No, I didn't. Let me go back. I will absolutely. You can plug Mike. You just threw me money. Can I get my son to sub to you? His channel is That Gamer Tyler 9935. Yeah. So Mike, if there you go. There he is right there. Just check and see if Julian was still in there. Yeah, no, I don't mind plugging at all. I mean, look, I actually don't mind my members plugging anything on here, but you know, in addition to that, you know, that was a generous super chat. Plug away, buddy. Plug away. Plug it in, plug it in. There you go. Yeah, see, that's how you build that community. Y'all might have a little different approach, and that's okay. They're like different games that you all like. I know Julian has played Roblox, and I do know that Julian has some experience. He's quite good when he gets into the first-person shooter games and stuff. Julian is good at those. He just is. I know recently he's been doing the more mild stuff. Ghost Recon Breakpoint. That sounds like something. That sounds like something I would not play. First of all, I'm bad at first-person shooter games. Always have been. Since back in the day in GoldenEye. Like, I learned I was bad at those in GoldenEye. And it's because in real life we have peripheral. You know, I'd be okay in real life in that kind of scenario. But in a game, you can't turn your head, so to speak, unless you're in a VR. So important to scud all of this mess off of the inside of the deer hide, because that's how it's going to absorb those tannins, and you're going to get that soft buckskin. So Jim, to your point of you haven't seen people do this for a long time, this is the old-fashioned way here. And I also do it with natural materials. So oak bark is what I tan with, and this has already had a couple nights of being in a veg tanning solution I made out of oak bark. I feel like this edge needs to be done. So there's some smell to this still, and that tells me that it's not clean completely, right? That there's parts of it that need to be scraped better. There shouldn't be much smell left. Right here is one of them. I'm getting a feel for it now, knowing the spots that need to be. Because it won't tannins in those spots. They'll end up greasy and splotchy. And the only reason I wear gloves, I would do this barehanded. The only reason I wear gloves is because I have developed an allergy to the oak solution that I tan with by putting my hands in it too much without gloves. So I've sensitized myself to it, and now I get bad rashes like poison ivy, which I'll probably get anyways on my arms, but I certainly don't want them on my hands again. Almost had to go to the doctor, man. It was pretty bad. So itchy. Apparently it's common. I remember hearing Ron up in Canada say that he has a problem with it too. I wish furs was worth something where I'd do it again, but the end result is that the critter population is out of control. Man, there's a lot of critters, man. A lot of critters. I mean, I varmint hunt on a case-by-case basis myself. I do it for my dad already. I mean, that's where I get my squirrel pelts from. I'm a licensed hunter and all that, but I do it on private land. I really don't even need my license in Virginia, but I have it anyway because I like to support the, states, the way that they manage wildlife. I really like that. Sorry, kind of into that. I like to know that since I started on public land and stuff, I like to know that there's some conservation going on for the poor hunters that have to use state land and don't have private land to hunt on and had to go to safety courses and all that, like I did. Because I had to do all that. What do we got here? Oh, he's talking about a game. It's vehicle based, but you do have to play carefully and rely on your ears. I suppose we're talking about that game probably. Mike said, but FPS, it was always my ears before my, I see. Now I see how that comment makes sense. Yeah. Hey, make sure if you're here, you're subscribing, because then you can come in and join the fam and be a part of the community. I need you to it's real easy, it's free. Just go and subscribe or click the subscribe button. If this kind of thing does interest you, and I know in terms of Jim, you should definitely subscribe since you have some memories of this and you have an interest in kind of a stake in this kind of a craft. Definitely subscribe, Jim. We'd love to see you again, and subscribe doesn't cost you nothing. And I don't really try to extort money from my folks. That's not my MO. It's not my MO. Yeah, spot right here. These edges a lot of times. This process it's so backbreaking, and you end up with an awesome product. Otherwise I wouldn't do it, you know. And it's so personal. Like I think each piece of buckskin has the person's signature on it, unless they just follow the paint by numbers recipe. But the cool thing about tanning is you don't have to do paint by numbers. There's some element of artistry to how you tan. There's other ways, and you can mix the techniques a little bit, mix and match, and come up with your own thing. And then you got your own stamp on every piece of leather or buckskin you make. Then I would have taken all 22 of those raccoons and skinned them. Also, they'll help. You can trap other stuff with those raccoons. You know this. You're a trapper. Yeah. Woohoo! 2 more subs. Let's go. There you go. Awesome. If you sub, that's right. Sound off. Let us know. If you sub to anybody's stuff, sound off. Let us know. Hey, and like this too. Today, we're trying to get up to 5,600 subs today, y'all. 5,600 here on this channel. Mike also has his son's channel. There's a couple other channels in here that are trying to get subs also. Definitely sub up to all these channels. Yeah, this needed it bad here. And when I get to the hair side, I'm hoping I can get that hair off before I solidify it. Oh, thank you, Bug, for the star. Appreciate you. Thank you, Bug. Welcome, Bug. Sarah Ann, welcome. What's oh, okay, I see. Animal abuse? No, ma'am, I don't abuse animals. Thank you, Mike. Yeah, we don't abuse animals here. We follow laws and we treat animals with respect and dignity. This is a part of life. Especially, it's a lot of people who do that kind of stuff, you know, that make posts like that actually eat meat. So I feel like if you're gonna stand on something like that, you better be vegan. You know, which I respect. But I won't get into that, man. Fuck all that stuff. Seetin, welcome. I hope I said that right. I know it's an Irish name, so. Get me Irish names right. Get them correct. Get Luke on here. Good to use the hide and not let it go to waste. Yes. That's right, Bug. That's right. Welcome, Seer, and also anybody else who's in the house. Hey, shout out, put something in the chat so we can say hi to you. Something respectful, you know. Animal abuse. Seetin. Like Seetin or Seetin? That's a good one to know because there are a lot of people with that name. It's a pretty common surname. Whew, I need to pat myself real quick. Thanks again to Mike for that gift. That's an awesome gift, man. Anybody else? Hey, I need y'all subscribing, man. We need subscribers. We're trying to get to 5,600 today. If we was closer, I'd just give them to you. I got my fur bearer's license too. You know this. Plus got poultry and got to thin out coyotes too. Where are you located, bro? Kansas boy here. Okay, so you're over in Kansas. We're in North Carolina. I probably have quite a bit of family out in Kansas. I've only been to Kansas a couple times, but that's where my dad's like roots go back. My dad's from Minnesota, but my dad's dad and his huge family are all from Kansas. One more sub. There you go. See? That's why you got to hang out. Hey, Irish Trail Cam Clips. Appreciate the gold coin. Appreciate you. Hey, Zane. What's up, buddy? Zane Salam, ladies and gentlemen. What's up, man? You get to see the buckskin making process, at least for as long as you hang out, Zane. Also, my son Julian is in the chat, apparently gaining subs to his gaming channel here. Now, this side, I think, I didn't salt this hide. I usually salt every deer hide, but I didn't do this one. And you see this holy area right here. I think this happened just from, actually, this was probably where it got hit. Notice it's all kind of concentrated on that area. I'm going to cut that out because I don't feel like dealing with it or trying to work around it. It'll make the leather around it poor, the buckskin around it poor, if I try to work around it. Back in the day, they would have sewed it up with sinew. But even good tanners also get holes in the leather. It just happens. You have to be kind of rough. Like you can't approach it half-heartedly. You have to kind of scrape with body weight. So eventually you're gonna, get holes and stuff. And now that I've used a draw knife for this for so long, I don't know if I could use a fleshing knife. Hey, need those likes to go up. Nah, I didn't shoot this though. The other hide I have is a buckshot kill. This was roadkill right here. Right by my house too. It was a pregnant deer. Man, y'all don't even know. The vultures here, the vultures are like my waste management. I can put an entire deer in the yard and the vultures will eat it down to a skeleton within hours. I mean, not even that many hours. They'll have all of the meat and guts cleaned up. And then I just get rid of the skeleton. So I've got this kind of working relationship with the vultures, if that makes sense. Dennis Grits, what's up? Service dog Rosie. This job does smell a little bit. It's not as bad today as it was yesterday. As you get further down the tanning process, it gets better. Because the tannins take away that smell. I bet I can make some tucools, maybe some leather handles. Yeah, I got to send you some leather. I've got a whole thing. Already got it packaged up, man. I know I've said this a million times, so I'm trying not to say it again. I do have giveaway items if you're a member, and it's already packed, and it does have some leather in there. And luckily, I put that aside so I wouldn't use it on anything. So you guys are going to get your leather. Make them sooner than later because crazy stuff going on. I'm happy that I developed this skill and kind of figured this out because it gives me something I believe that I can do that's unique. I don't know anybody else making buckskin really. There are other people making buckskin, but also they're not using combination tanning. They're doing it just straight paint by numbers. They're doing it the way they were taught. So they're like, it's just brain tan, smoke, simple, right? But you can make a nice product out of pretty bad leather if you add the bark liquor to the process. So you do a combination tan where you have some brain tanning or egg yolk tanning, and then you have also veg. You've got oak bark, and you get this really nice quality leather, which you see the buckskin behind me right here. That's made up like that, right? Real soft but sturdy product. Hey, 5,600, sweet. That's good, man. That was the goal today. Awesome. Let's keep it going, though. Let's keep it going. We got more scraping to do. This is the flesh side. You got to do the whole hair side too. So that bag that I made last month and shipped out, you know, this whole process was done with that too. Like, it wasn't just making the bag. I made the material that the bag was made out of too. And that's what people, I don't think, fully understood, is that that's the amount of work you put into an item you make out of your own leather is also the leather making too, you know. That's another factor. And every time you make a piece, you get more confident, you know, in your process. Hit that like button, y'all. Shutterbug Photography, appreciate you. Extra like for you, Calvin. Appreciate you, Shutterbug. that's Bug. Appreciate that. Thank you. Thanks for accessing all your accounts to give me likes. Yeah. I do appreciate that, going out of your way. All right, let's get the hair side, because there's some hair spots I gotta, as I was joking, they look like the top of my head, but they probably changed color since it's been in the tannins. This is the soft buckskin side, right? This is the grain side. So you guys can see it's developing right now, right? It didn't look like this the other day, right? And what I'm trying to do is get all that, I can see grain right here, right? There we go. There we go. Let's get up to that 5620, man. That's what I'm trying to get. This is looking really good. As it dried on the beam, I'm really happy with how this looks right now. But the grain needs to be scraped, so. I'll take my glasses off. Don't be scared by my red eyes. That looks like grain on right there. Fear nah, appreciate you. Told my cats about you. Yeah, there's cats here. I do love the animals. I don't skin cats. It does look like there's grain on this side here. So I'm gonna scrape grain, guys. This is to get the buckskin, we gotta scrape this grain. As nice as it may look right now, we're gonna make buckskin. We gotta scrape it, sacrifice that grain. Wow, it's tough. Tough stuff. Sorry. So usually I gotta find an angle, and once I get the right angle, it comes off easier. See, this grain right here is what makes leather very, very sturdy on, like bark tan leather, veg tan leather. This grain, it acts like extra stability, so it makes it, yeah, very time consuming. Hey, Daniel, Yehuda, welcome. That grain would have looked okay on this hide. Looks like it's mostly intact, but I see some spots here where the grain's damaged. So best thing to do is buckskin with this. Appreciate Mike, appreciate you modding this chat for me so well too. Shout out to Mike. Whoa, who just did that? Whoa, who just did that? Oh, Daniel, appreciate that. Whoops, I just left my own live stream. Daniel Yehuda, appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. I don't know how to say thank you in Hebrew. Wish I knew how to do that. But thank you to Daniel. Appreciate you, man. Hope everything's been going good. I know it's been wild over there. Staying safe, that's good. Appreciate everybody. Hey, tap that like button and subscribe. Appreciate you there, Bug. I'm not gonna stop you. Yeah, everybody, I'm looking to get to 5,600. Let's get to 5,620, y'all. That's the new sub goal. 5,620. That's what we're going for. Yes, you can still buy fleshing knives and stuff. Yeah, they still sell those. Here's one that somebody bought for me, right? That I use frequently. It's more for smaller hides. It does a good job graining though. This part I'm doing right now, sometimes this used to be referred to as graining, degraining, or sometimes referred to as frizzing. The old word for this is frizzing. This part of making buckskin. Buckskin, very important material because it's drapey, right? It has the suppleness that you need for clothing items. So before we had fabrics, the only thing you could really rely on to be drapey would be something you made out of wool, yarn, right? Or something that you made out of buckskin. Buckskin a lot stronger. And it's going to manage the heat and moisture better too. Wow, that stuff is stubborn. I'm going to get a workout doing this. Hey, Not Your Average Woodworks, thank you. And thank you for coming. And thank you to Daniel for the gift membership. Salt. Yeah, so there's no salt on this one, Daniel. This hide I went without using salt. I didn't want to scrape anything. Probably the reason the grain's in pretty good tact is because I didn't, even with the hair de-haired, I left the grain intact for the most part. Hey, everybody subscribe to Bug too. Bug, new member, by the way. Everybody subscribe to Bug and Mike. Mike is making stuff. Obviously, you see him working hard in the chat here. Questions galore. Mike has the answer, most likely. If he doesn't, he's going to work on finding it, because that's Mike. Yeah, man, I gotta be honest. I don't know how much longer I'm gonna be able to come to you from here. Certainly, I hope that I don't lose my ability to stream, but things are all up in the air, man. So do me a favor. What y'all can do is double tap that screen and like this video and subscribe to the channel. Hey, thank you, Irish Trail Cam Clips. Appreciate you so much. €5, much appreciated. That's a lot of money. That's more than $5 American, guys. Appreciate that. €5. Appreciate it. Every donation just supports me being able to continue to bring you content. And so, as I just mentioned, may get a little difficult coming up here. So the more support I get, the easier it is to continue and continue to showcase traditional skills like this. So here you can see where the grain kind of cleanly coming off. If I could get a hold of it, maybe even that old paper towel trick, and just peel it. But it's gonna have to be scraped away a lot, you know. It's like a skin-like membrane. If Mike suggests bug, then bug, I shall sub. There you go. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. It's just going to be... It's going to be crazy. I'm trying to think if I had another way of doing this, because this grain is so stubborn right now. This is very thick. I'm thinking, did I put that much work into every one of those buckskins? You see how hard it is to get the grain off? I had a technique I used to have where I would come at the hide from this angle. That might be the way to do it, and just keep turning the hide. Bug is cooler than the other side of the pillow, said Mike. One of my Euro OGs. Euro Gs. I'm just trying different angles here. See if I can get a better grip on that. And definitely, you hear how squeaky my fleshing beam is? It's going to have to be tightened at some point in this process. Oh, look, I just ripped a hole, dude. Oh, that sucks. That's in the best part of the hide, too. You got to be careful. Man, don't want to do that. I wonder if, do I have a thread and a needle out here? Probably thread, no needle. Here's what I'm going to do. I am going to actually sew this hole shut, but I'm going to wait till later to do it. And I'm going to try using sinew. But if I have to scrape the spot still, it don't make sense to sew it right now. Well, that is a blower. Guess that's the price we pay. It may be that just doing like kind of what you've seen me do before, which is just scrape it. And if it's not done, come back to it, you know, put it in the tanning process, come back to it later. It's better than forcing it, because you see I got that big hole in there now. And I'm not going to love that. That's going to bother me. Jim Dwyer said, I wish I was closer to some of you. I'd give you critters. Yeah, we take the critters too, man. This groundhog that I'm about to scrape in a second here, this groundhog was given to me by a guy in Virginia. I went to his place to varmint hunt, but needless to say, I didn't spend much time there. He killed this groundhog and then called me, said it was in a cooler. I was like, all right, I'll get it. I think he thought I was going to eat it, which I will, but he severed the scent gland with a buckshot, so it was no good eating anymore. Hey, Bug, thank you for that star. Shout out. Let's go. Bug. Let's go. Daniel. Let's go. Mike. Irish Camp Trails. Shout out. Cedar went live. I'll put it in my chat. Cedar went live. Now, that's probably his normal time. I don't think we had the same crowd exactly. So here's the hole I put in it. Feel stupid about that. Not these. These holes were like in it. I don't really pierce hides that much when I'm gutting the animal, which I did with this one. So I don't know how that would have. Of course, if you've been here the whole time, maybe you can check receipts and maybe I did put those holes in there. I don't know. It's probably best to do this all right away. You know, right away when you get the hide. I haven't been good about being able to see the grain under the hair, and it's so nasty, you know. Hey, Kevin L, what's up? My day's going great, man. My day's going great. Well, that's a lie. But my day's going awesome right now, man. Thanks for being here. I'm glad you're here. Oh, whoa, whoa. Hey, Daniel, what's up, man? Thank you for that gift membership. Scudding got a membership. Haven't seen Scudding in a minute. Maybe they'll pop in. YouTube, keep sending the people, see? YouTube should be happy with y'all, man. That's what's up. 40 likes. That's what's up, y'all. Keep them coming. Hey, make sure you subscribe, too. That didn't feel good right there. That's why I feel like maybe I could actually maybe add a slight bit of sharpness to my blade. It might help. I don't want too much, but it may be that I've dulled it a bit. And I don't want it sharp, but I don't want it super dull because punching that hole in there was the result of that. That's how the grain should come up, like that. I can't even see that. Let me move this thing up. That's the way I'm looking. I want the grain to come up. I don't know if you. Yeah, you can now. No, I'm not a taxidermist. I'm a tanner. That's what I am. I will call myself a tanner, not a taxidermist. Oak Ridge Taxidermy. Shout out. He has a great stream. Nice guy, Josh. He does the taxidermy piece. His channel is very popular. It's grown from like a couple hundred subscribers a couple months ago. Now he's over 10K. So he regularly has 300 to 500 people in the room when he skins animals. But I've practiced some of the stuff like removing the skin from a deer's skull, and there's some crossover stuff that goes with it. But usually in the past, taxidermists will send their animals off to tanners. The tanners do the tanning process of preserving the skin, send them back to the taxidermist. The taxidermist then attaches the skin to the frame, you know, or the mold, the form. We had this convo the other day, how these are different disciplines, you know. Though I'm sure there was a different expression for a taxiderm. Like, I'm sure they called it something different back in the day. I bet it was called something different. Yeah, no, so I spent some time practicing like removing face skin, you know. But now I don't regularly do that because face skin is pretty good. Like on a deer, that's some of the strongest leather on the deer is on the face and skull. The vultures peeled it back like a turtleneck. You could see it on the head, like the skin was peeled back. Yeah, no, there's a few. I mean, they're out in the country. There are guys that it has to be a localized practice because it's hard to ship animal corpses and stuff across the country. So like the guys will do, like Oak Ridge does, you know, he'll take whatever you can bring him, but he's in rural Maryland, and he generally serves the public around him. There's plenty of hunters in rural Maryland where he's located, to where he has business all the time. And taxidermy, that's one business that's going to be hard to run online, because it's going to be hard to move those animals around. I'm not saying it's impossible, but it's going to be hard to run online. Hey, yeah, Mike has been a member for 11 months, y'all. Hey, member up. If you hit that $ down at the bottom. Hey, what's up, man? What's up, Ruiz, who has also been a member for several months, 10 months. So if you want to become a member, you go down to hit that little $ down at the bottom, and there should be an option to becoming a member. Got to get back to my members only content and members only chats. I did a lot of those before. Yeah, man, so Ruiz in the building. That's what's up. Ruiz. I can hear it cracking. I'm leaning my body weight on this thing every time too, so if you can imagine, puts a lot of stress on the fleshing beam after a while. This thing hardly smells anymore. Now that kind of excess, whatever the dermis was that was on there today, is gone. Mostly. Speak too soon here. Rule of thumb, y'all, is to keep these things up here towards you. And you can see I'm not following the rules very often. But keep it up towards here and wait on that, right? This was hard for me to figure out. It's a muscle memory thing, but keep the work area like up near you. That's where you get the most consistent leverage. Y'all can see I'm dripping sweat. It's 100 friggin' degrees in here. Hey, double tap that screen to like this video. Also, subscribe to the channel. We're trying to get up to 5,620 today. That's the goal. In a second, I'm going to take a quick water break. I had kidney stones the other day, and then I got gout. I think some of it is related to the extreme heat and lack of hydration efforts that I was making. I mean, I was trying, but not hard enough. So like I said, I'm breaking my own rule. I want to stay up towards the top. And if you're not making progress, sometimes the angle helps. Change your angle. I'm talking to myself, of course. At this point, my shop smells like kind of like the meat section of a grocery store. That's what it smells like in here right now. It's gone from bad, pretty bad smell to just kind of average bad. Like from a 9 to like a 4 to 5. Let's go. Sub up. Yeah, 42 likes. Come on, y'all. Let's get it. I got another hide to do, so I'm going to be in here a while. I can't hide from my work. Boom. Thanks to Bug for those gifts and bogus subscriptions. No, all the subscriptions and all the gifts everybody has given me today. Much appreciated. Please do subscribe. Need to get that subscriber number up. Trying to grow the community. I'm going to take this glove off since my hand is soaked. It don't make a difference anymore really in there. I got a batch of oak bark tannins that I've been cooking inside. The work is never done with this stuff. Even when it's finished, it's not really finished. You roll it up and you put it away, and then when you take it out, you got to soften and condition it and stuff and break it again. It's kind of like caring for something when you have leather. You're more of a custodian of the leather. That's a good crowd. We got a good crowd in here today. It's already been a really good live stream. Tough day for me for personal reasons I won't get into. So just to have this outpouring of people pop in and all the support is, I'm humbled and much appreciated, because it has not been an easy morning for me. And I don't want to be a pity pot or a crybaby. You know, things happen. Things happen, dude, you know. Back in the day, there was so many trappers, coon hunters, coyote hunters. Now, hardly anyone around here does it. It's all but died out. There used to be fur buyers everywhere, but none around. That's true. I think some of this, though, we need to rethink how we approach fur. So here's my opinion, and some people are going to hate me for this, and because people think I'm a hippie, kind of. I think if we don't approach everything with a crow tan and bottle tan approach, if we approach these things like pieces of art, right, that we're making, that people will know that and they'll buy the things because of that. So I've got a lot of squirrel pelts and raccoon pelts that I've brain tanned, and they don't have a bit of crow tan on them. I didn't buy a single bottled item for any of them, right? I made it all myself, and I think that that's safer, and it's a better practice. And it's more sustainable. You can craft and gather the things around you that you need. Besides salt, everything else you need to tan is right around you. So let's try to, you know, think of it like when you go out, you hunt a deer, instead of throwing out the hide, which I know everyone I know who hunts throws out the hide pretty much. Keep the hide, make something out of it, and do it the old-fashioned way, like making a pumpkin pie, you know? I'm a from scratch guy. Make a pumpkin pie, make it out of a pumpkin. Don't make it out of a can. You got pumpkins everywhere. I can make it out of a can. I do, strange man said, do you hunt the animals yourself? Yes. I didn't hunt this animal though. This was killed on a neighbor's property. It was a pregnant female. And this was recently. Otherwise, I wouldn't even have a deer hide now. So that's why I have this one. But yes, I do hunt. And I hunt. My squirrels are all basically, they're hunted. Because we have a license to hunt those in Virginia any time of the year. So the answer to your question is yes and no. I hunt them, but not all of them. The one that, the groundhog hide I'm getting ready to do here in a second, I didn't hunt that, but it was hunted. It was a varmint, you know. There's a cow rancher in Virginia who has a family of groundhogs, and they eat holes into his pasture, and the cows break their legs. And then he asked to get the cows euthanized. And that's not really what a rancher or farmer wants to do. They don't want to euthanize cows because they're breaking their legs in holes. So what do? They get rid of the groundhog, right? So he hunts the groundhogs, and he knows that. I mean, I've been to his property to take a scout around and stuff. I didn't see anything when I was there. I was only there for a little bit. But he called me and said he had a groundhog he shot. And so I came and picked it up. I am definitely known as that guy. Like, I just put a big deep scratch in the end of this right here. Not ideal. I've more or less been deputized by animal control around here. We had pigs running loose in the neighborhood a few months ago. Why would you think they would throw it away for maybe they don't want to use the hide? So the answer to your question is they just traditionally throw them away. They don't use the hide. Like, you know, the hunters I know, they're not Native American traditional hunters. They want to keep the meat and the rack. And I'm not talking for myself. I'm speaking for other people. And they told me themselves, I don't know, we throw out the hide. I mean, literally, they have told me that 100 times. So I don't know why they do. It's just something they do. Gross. Yeah, if they're going to throw the hide out, you know, they're going to throw an animal out and they're near me and they know me, they're not going to do that because they'll know I'll come pick it up, you know. I understand being in the woods. When you field dress an animal, though, if you're field dressing an animal, you could carry the meat back in the pelt. Like you throw the meat in the pelt, make it into a bag and carry it over your shoulder. Real easy. You don't even need game bags. Just a point, not to argue, to be argumentative, you know. A lot of coyotes, man. And also the wolves are gone. The wolves can't survive in an urban area that well. And coyotes can because they're not as big of pack animals. They only have to hunt for themselves and their little family group. That's why coyotes can survive and fill in gaps in the food chain. They can survive on scavenging crap too. They're closer to dogs in that way. Like a wolf is a carnivore, 100%. Can't even process it can't process carbohydrates. So it needs like fresh meat all the time, or, you know, meat recently killed. Dogs and probably coyotes can survive on junk. This area is pretty roughed up, so I'm just trying to get the hair out. Then at the end, you got to push all this funk off of here, because as you're tanning these little pieces and chunks of stuff, and it's wasting your tannin. So you want to get all of that crap out. Say you practice this, like you actually take a deer this year and you decide to do this. Push hard all the way to the edge, get all that crap off of there. Something I didn't learn early enough. Sometimes you're going to tear holes that way. It's going to happen. $50 likes, let's go. Let's get that 50 like mark, man. Let's go. Dad's Workshop. My name is Calvin. Right now we're doing traditional tanning. I'm scraping the grain. This is called frizzing, when you take the grain off of a piece of skin. The grain is a membrane that's under the hair on most mammals. And us, we call it our epidermis, right? It's our skin. But on other animals, it's covered by a thick layer of hair. This grain makes leather stiff and shiny, like what you see on my pocket right here, right? That's the grain. If you get rid of that, you end up with a more supple material that's drapey, soft. And that material is sometimes referred to as buckskin, even if it's not a buck that you take it from, right? I tore another hole right there, but I'm probably going to take this whole section off. All right, so what we're going to do there, I'm going to hold this up. This is what we got today. It's been tanning a little too, so we got a hole that I tore right here. Cross yourself about that. I mean, otherwise, I'm going to take this section here and kind of cut this so I can treat this differently. Need something sharp. I'll use one of these chisels. Now I'm going to cut this. And I'm going to cut this, I think. So now I can actually kind of treat these. I thought you weren't going to see any chisels get used. There you go. There's your woodworking. Now I'm going to cut that so I don't have as many holes there to deal with. And I can scrape this out and not waste this area. And I'm going to think about cutting that too if this goes well. When you got a hole that's centralized, you can't do that. You just have to sew it up. Hey, what's up, Luke? Luke in the building. From Dublin. Gotta run. See you again, Calvin. I subscribe to you. Be cool, bro. You too, buddy. Nice to meet you, Jim. Glad you subscribed. It's been an amazing morning. Coming up on 50 likes. Well on our way to 6K. Be part of the momentum and help keep these skills going for generations to come. Thank you, Mike. I appreciate you today, man. You really helped me today. Appreciate you, Kevin, and Mike's been really holding down the fort today for me. Appreciate that so much, man. Can't say it enough. I'm humbled. And then the gift. So it's very, very humble. Thank you so much. Yeah, it's been a rougher morning for me. Been a rough couple weeks. I had a kidney stone, and as you all know, I do not have medical insurance. I'm not grifting. I'm just saying what my experience is. Don't have medical insurance, and so I was, if you can imagine, being in the world's most excruciating pain, and then riding it out, you know, like a movie. That's what I did. And then I got gout after that. So now I'm kind of recovering from that. I don't drink. So it's not, if you're thinking it's a result of drinking, it's not. Could have been proteins, and I know some of it is genetic for me. There's a genetic component to it. But it doesn't matter where it comes from. It's gout. It sucks. And anyone who has it, I feel a lot of sympathy for. Right now, I've been trying to go to the gym and get in the pool. So I've been every day. That's why I've been earlier on here, because I've been getting up super early and going to the Y in the morning. I don't have a Y membership. I got me a couple passes, and so I've been going and getting in the pool in the morning, looking like about as awkward as you can be. But I'm not afraid to do what I need to do for my health, and I know I need that. I got to have exercise, or I'm just not. I can't live in a world where I can't exercise. That exertion is just something my body and brain needs. And so I need that, and then I need the rehabilitation of the toe piece. You know, that's another thing. So, all right, let's take this buckskin, which I will sew this hole in, and let's put this aside for a minute. Doesn't really stink that much anymore. Kind of smells like leather. I'm squeezing out this, what do they call these things? Groundhogs, woodchuck. A woodchuck. 50 likes. Let's effing go. L, F, and G. That's what I'm talking about. Now I need to rinse my hands off because I just used bare hands for that. Not smart. Similar look, right? They've been in the same tanning solution. Question: is there a special process for prepping a hide if someone wanted to make things like a chamois? So chamois is just another name for buckskin, really. Chamois is typically made out of that animal. A chamois is a mountain goat, right? It's just a buckskin, a type of buckskin, or split grain leather. Is that what they would call it? It's made traditionally out of a mountain goat called a chamois, right? Which you can still find in France. Bless the French for being able to keep up their wildlife like that. They're almost hunted to extinction, pretty sure. Yes, they are very absorbent. So is buckskin. So they're basically, it's just a type of buckskin, right? A chamois. It's the same concept. Maybe even if I was explaining what buckskin was to a French person in French, I might say, like chamois, and they would probably understand because they don't have buckskin in French, I would imagine. I'll look it up though. If somebody has the resources to be, or knows French, knows if they have a word for buckskin in French, because chamois, the technique is the same. Scrape both sides of the hide, prep it, do some sort of baiting. I didn't do any baiting on these because they were so, bacteria was already rampant. If you have that, there's not as much need to bait, which is to tenderize the hide. Baiting is like tenderizing a hide. Minecraft is good, $22.95. I do not speak Irish. I did see your shout out, Luke. Sorry if I didn't respond yet. I do not speak Ta Gaeligad. Is that one? Gaeligad? Did I say that right? Ta Gaeligad. They speak Gaelic in here? Is that what they're saying? Luke, tell me what they said. There's Gaelic about? That's what it makes me think. As a native English speaker. Yeah, you're right. Okay. Yeah, there's definitely Gaelic about. There's Gaelic being spoken in here. Well, I mean, Luke speaks English in here, but he speaks Gaelic, so that's part of Luke's personality and his culture. Yes, yes, Minecraft. He is here. There he is right there. So if you speak Irish and you like trains, Luke's your guy as well. Or if you just speak Irish, or if you just like trains. I am not Jesus, Daryl, but thank you for popping through. Oh Lord, I need to find a translator app. If y'all fly off in Gaelic. Only know enough words to say a few things, LOL. Yeah, Luke's over there, man. He's living the dream. Born and bred on the Emerald Isle. And proud of it too, and leans into it, which I always love. I have had Irish friends in my life. Luke is the most accultured, worldly, and like willing to talk about it of anybody I've ever met. Like I knew, and Irish people are proud people in general, so they will tell you about being Irish. But Luke is like, knows it. Do I believe in Jesus, Daryl Martindale? Yes. Depends on which Jesus. Jesus Castillo, I don't know. He's full of it most. Okay, Mike. Mike and Mike. Don't get Mike started on organized religion. All right, so this is the grain side here. And I can tell there's not much grain scraped off here. Now we could turn this into leather here. It would have some damaged grain here, some damaged grain here, some damaged grain here. But I've been saying I'm gonna make it into buckskin. But what we'll do is we'll scrape the flesh side, man, and continue with the tanning process. And as I'm going, I can scrape grain off, if I need to. I've got other stuff I have to do though. Yes, Daryl, we are aware of that. Yes, I did say yes. So we're not going to discuss it anymore. Daryl, thanks for being here. There's definitely a whole bunch of channels that discuss religion, and I don't mind. I understand that you feel a need to be a mission to spread the word, and that's fine. Also, I get that that's part of Christianity. But right now, we're talking about tanning and hanging out and stuff like that. We're not going to go down that road today in here. And no need to block them, though, folks. We want Daryl to be our friend, but we're not going to evangelize people in here today. Because what? Let he who is without sin cast the first stone, right? Who said that? Right? We're worldly people here. Very cultured people here. All sorts of religions, though. And today I got a donation from Daniel. Thank you. Speaking of different religions, right? We have religions, all kinds of religions in here and practices. So I'm just not going to go down the evangelistic route. And we accept people of all faiths in this place. We don't care about that here. Mike is making stuff 20 for the 20. Let's go, Mike. That's what's up, man. That's what's up, brother. Hey, Make sure you double tap that screen, like this video. I'm gonna take the flesh side of this wood chuck, and we're gonna scrape it. And I'm gonna use my small game scraper so y'all can see a different scraper in action. And then I got to scrape some squags, man. I got squirrels that I brain tanned, and they're fur on squirrels. So we'll look at those next here on Dad's Workshop. This is Dad's Workshop. Make sure you subscribe. Also, double tap that screen, like this video too. So this scudding process is, thank you so much, Mike. Big shout out to Mike, man. Big thanks to Mike holding it down on the modding and on the donos. So thank you, Mike. And anybody who gets a chance should. Wow, look at that. I've used this thing. Time to tighten those nuts. It's time to tighten these nuts right here. Calvin ain't gonna shy away from it. Come on now, Fleshing Beam. You can make it, you can make it, you can make it. Family Beyond Labels, amazing stuff. New sub here. Appreciate you, Family Beyond Labels. This is a piece of, well, there's some scrapes on the grain side, so we may make buckskin out of it yet, but I want to see how it, I'm just going to scrape the flesh side today because I got other animals to work on. So what happens? The tannins want to get in that stuff right there. So you got to get rid of that schmutz, right? Or what we call scud. 65 in the room, 65 likes. That's what I'm talking about. 65, 65. Can't seem to find Luke's channel. Hey, Luke, Mike, drop Luke's channel in the chat. Thank you. Please, I should have said please and then thank you. And then drop your own channel. Put your own channel at the bottom too. Can you do that from where you are? Or do I have to do that from here? Would that be in the description section? I've never done this myself. If you know how to, Mike, put your name down at the bottom with your channel. From where I'm at, you know, I usually have Miss Heather do that. She's not around to do that today, so wait, that might turn blue in a second. There we go. Yeah, Luke is a nice guy, man. Cool thing about this piece is stainless steel, so I don't have to worry about You know, like with that other piece, it's actually a draw knife, so it's made out of ferrous metal, and that ferrous metal will react to tannin, so you might end up with black spots. You got to be careful. Oh no, that's Mike. It's a dude that did that, and what am I skinning? This right here is a not a musk. Why do I keep wanting to call it a muskrat? This is a groundhog, also known as a woodchuck. This is the flesh side here, and that's the grain side we were just on, or the hair side. And these are fairly new. I just got these, and they've just been in the tanning process for a few days, a couple days, actually a day. This one was in the freezer for a little bit. Did I tear that hole? Is that new? Now there's a bunch of holes in this one because he shot it with buckshot. So I don't do that. No offense if you're watching, Cliff. I have a feeling Cliff has watched a couple of my live streams. Shout out, buddy. Vermin, that's right. Yeah, this hat I made out of buckskin. And I would do it again. I would do a couple of things differently, but I love the hat, though. It's fun. I've killed a few squirrels with it, unalived a few squirrels with it. Oh, there's a hole. The belly areas, the edges, the limbs, holes tear in those really easily. I've been rough on these. It's been a while since I did larger animals too. I've been doing so many squirrels. Squirrels actually don't tear easily. There's some harder things about doing squirrels, but one of the easier things is they don't tear very much. Unless they're real small. The small squirrels tear. Somebody mentioned the weak thoracic vertebrae, or thoracic area. By the way, thanks again to Mike for those donos today. People like Calvin help these things become something of benefit rather than a simple waste. Support his effort, like and sub, and become a member or consider financial support if you can. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, Mike. Hey, and yes, I definitely had enough skins to make a full poncho, but then I made my apron, I made my hat, and I made some flip-flops. I made some slides. If I would not make one of those things, it would be the slides because I didn't do a good job on them. And it wasted my skins. But right now I got one buckskin and whatever I got right there. So you got to have about 7 skins to make a jacket, rule of thumb, for a grown man. Right? 7 buckskins. And this fall, I won't have a problem gathering that many deer. In fact, I'm putting my goal at 20 deer this fall. I want to have 20 deer either gathered from roadkill or hunted. I want to have 20 skins to make in a buckskin, and then I would have basically essentially the amount to make 3 jackets. If I made jackets, they're going to cost you like $2,000, $3,000. It's going to take me a long time. It's going to be all hand sewn. You know, that bag that I make Oak Ridge, if I was going to charge somebody for that, I would have charged $600 or $700 for that bag. It took me weeks, and then I made the buckskin myself. So I couldn't charge my friend that, so he got it for free, right? That's the whole thing, is that I'm not going to be like begging for business. I'm going to make the things, and then if the things don't sell right away, that's fine. I'm not going to undersell myself. I will just make the materials and make the things as I see fit. And if I feel blessed to make something for someone, I mean, I'll do that. And you know, I definitely appreciate my support out there from folks. It's on a tough day today, I tell you, man. I don't know what's going to happen after today, man. I really don't. I have no idea. Thank you to Mike for the support. And thank you to everybody in here. The Real, appreciate you being here. Shout out to The Real. Decoding Dakota, appreciate you. Thanks for popping in the chat. Man, I feel like a lot of support today, man. I feel supported, man. Appreciate y'all coming in and saying something, you know. Yeah, it does. Mike said the universe shows up in wild ass moments. It does. It does show up. I mean, I'm thankful for all the things I've had and the things people have done for me in my life. I truly am. You know, you do have to, for yourself though, you know, despite how you feel in a situation, you can't disrespect yourself by, I don't know, man. I don't want to say anything. Hey, Chef, FYI, just up to you. Don't let this art form get lost to history. Thank you. Thank you, Chef. Appreciate you. Yeah, we're trying, man. We're going to keep it going as long as we can. Mike said, if nothing else speaks to you, Calvin could easily have woke and decided it was going to be a bad day. Your good day is your making. You have the power to make your day and others better. That's true, Mike. That's true. Miss Heather's at the vet. I want to thank everybody for coming and supporting. Hey, the way you can support now, though, the best way you can support is to double tap that screen, like this video, and subscribe to the channel. We had a goal today going of, I think it was 5,620. I got to double check and see where I'm at. 5,620 was where we were trying to get today, 5,620 subs. Thankful for all 5,600 and how many ever of you there are at the moment. I don't know because I'm not looking at a live sub count, but I am thankful for all of you. Don't go away too, because we're always going to be making, you know, I'm going to make as long as I can. All right, so we're going to leave some of this grain intact. I don't think I have it in me to scrape all this grain off right now when I have other chores to do. With skins, I got more skins that I need to take out and scrape. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and let me check my phone battery here real quick. You skin it, I'll cook it, says Chef. I will too, for the most part. All of these squirrels I got, Chef, are all in the freezer, so you're about to see some of them. I got a little bit of percentage left. Hold on, though. I'm going to take a quick water break. Bear with me. All right, we're back. Dad's workshop. Sorry to do it to y'all. Had to take a little sip of water. It's hot. Maybe even bring it over here. Squags, y'all. Well, let me see. Hybiac Heritage Woodworks. What we are making right now is actually we're taking these squirrel furs right here and we're scraping the back of them because they've been brain tanned and smoked. And so now they need to be broken a bit. So don't know if woodworking brought you here, but the algorithm maybe. I do woodwork sometimes in here. But for recently, it's been a lot of this. This is actually super satisfying. Let me zoom in. This is actually a really fun process. If you got a squirrel, get it out. If you got a squirrel, get it out. Because what we're doing now, this is really fun, is we're going to break these squirrel hides. And some of this you can do. See, they've been smoked, right? So you can pull them out and they turn like, it turns the hide white. See how it turns like white like that? Those oils have been imparted in there. So I actually soaked this in fat liquor and then put it on a rack in cold smoke, and it's been smoked. So some of this can be done by just pulling on the hide, right? And tease it out. And the other, oh, this feels good already, guys. This is going to be such a good skin. It's going to be such a good skin, y'all. Oh, yeah. Thank you. Appreciate you, Hybiac Heritage Woodworks. Yeah. Minecrafting is good, said Calvin. What if you sledgehammer a skin to break it? I don't, you know, there is a place for that. That's more in the finishing stage, though. When you're finished with your leather, you're trying to have flat leather. Now, remember, leather is a skin, so it comes off of animals like humans. All animals are rounded. We're not square. There's no right angles in nature. Think about that for a second. Since I'm stupid, too. Someone called me stupid, so let me talk about that for a second. There's no right angles in nature. So animals are round. So flattening these things out is a chore. At the end of our tanning process, in big leather mills, they put them through these huge rollers, and the rollers flatten them out. Almost like a steam roll, you know, like two metal wheels, like an English wheel, if you know what that tool is. It's a metalworking tool from the Middle Ages. Then they get flattened like that, and it is essentially like a hammer. You know, you could use a hammer to do the same thing. Hybiac Heritage Woodwork says love trains. Yeah, so Luke runs a train channel. If you're interested in trains, Luke does trains. Yeah, I don't know if they steam it or if it just rolls, but I think most of a tannery back in the day, a tannery would have smelled pretty bad. They had a room where they sweated out skins in there, so they would have put animal skins that had some flesh and stuff on them in there. It would have been pretty nasty. That's why tanneries would have been on the edge of town. But they also liked that because it protected their trade secrets. Like making a skin soft is a trade secret. You guys get it on here for free because of communications the way they are. But if I was to do this in the Middle Ages, my money would depend on me not telling anybody how I did this, right? My money would actually depend on me not giving away the information that today I'm giving away for free. So tanners were not upset necessarily about the status of being on the edge of town. It made them kind of out of sight, out of mind, out of smell too. So it's thought that that was done because people couldn't stand the smell, but everything stunk. People dumped poo out their windows, you know. So to tell me that the tannery stunk more, having worked on animals and stuff, I mean, it smells bad, but based on what I know about how it was back then, can't click on the link to your channel. Oh. Now there's a link up there above. Craziest bit of leather work I've seen. It's actually not leather work, I don't think. It would be this sweater. It's not leather work, if this makes sense. It's a sweater that I saw that was made out of spider silk. An entire sweatshirt, like knitted out of spider silk or spun. I just didn't know how they could even do that. But in terms of leather, that's tough, man. You know, I've never seen anything made out of human leather, but I have seen lamps made out of neumes, which are medieval music manuscripts. Everything back in the day was on leather or hot rawhide. It wasn't on paper. That's why we have books from 1,000 years ago, because they didn't use wood-based pulp paper. They used parchment and vellum, which are made out of animal skin. Spider silk, yeah. Super bummed, Mike. Haven't been in the shop since Tuesday and won't make it back until Sunday. Yeah, man, I know that feeling. Man, Don Chico, is that the dog? It's snoring and it's got me side-eyeing him. Up all night barking at junk, and now it's time for bed. That's right. That's an animal, man. Dad, stop making noise while I try to sleep. Stop typing on your phone so loud. Or stop typing on the computer so loud, Dad. I'm trying to sleep. Don Chico. I'm glad I have not been around since you settled on that name. Sub to the train guy, said Chef. Thank you, Chef. Chef. No, Nate said, does this hurt the rabbit? No, because it's not a rabbit, it's a squirrel. This one's different. This one kind of smoked differently. You see how it's kind of like see-through almost? Okay there, Luke. You go meet up with your friend. Have a good day, buddy. I need my knife for this. I prefer my knife, but I will use my hatchet. I'm actually going to use my hatchet on this one, I think. Funny how when I was smoking these yesterday on the rack, that a couple of them looked like they were smoking real nicely and the other ones didn't look like they were smoking at all. One of these got the scrote on it. Is that this one? Oh, check it out, dude. 18 plus. That's why we go no ads on this one. No ads. At least he would know that in the afterlife he wasn't missing his nuts. A little gallows humor for you. You don't want to let this tool slip like it just did a second ago. Guess who's Bizak? Not your average woodworks. Welcome back. Welcome back. That's what's up, not your average woodworks. $5 super chat. Let's go. Keep moving, man. Thank you. Thank you. Sorry if I hit the mic right there. I might have to change my camera angle so I can plug my device in to keep the live stream going, because I'm down to the last bit of battery. I might be able to use this one too. It'll have to be internal mic. Y'all won't get this crisp 5K and the audio just like Dolby surround. What's up, King of Bogarts? Again, for those of you with ethical concerns as you lurk, Calvin is responsible and humane. Many of the hides he uses are the result of unfortunate events such as vehicular accidents. Also, there are ones like these squirrels that are hunted, but they're hunted ethically. I'm a licensed hunter and within the laws of the jurisdiction in which they're hunted. There we go. Now that we've thrown that disclaimer on, everybody in here knows if you eat meat, you can't be scared of a little bit of meat and stuff like that. Oh, that's not what you want to do right there. You don't want to do that. Put a big old gash in that thing. I was thinking about this yesterday, though. Since you want to cold smoke these hides. Yes, wasteful situations. Correct. I was thinking about, now I completely lost my train of thought. Oh, yeah. Using a paper bag to smoke these hides. By poking holes in the bottom of the bag, then putting the container, because it's not close enough to burn the bag, right? But the bag would hold the smoke in long enough to cold smoke the hide. So I'm thinking making a paper bag or a box, a cardboard box with holes in it, put the hides inside of it on some sort of metal rack, right? And then let the smoke pour through it. Essentially, you've created a smoke chamber. It's not going to set on fire, theoretically, because it's not close to where your smoke is. If you watch any of my videos where I'm smoking hides, it's, for me, smoking these hides is like a actual, like I'm trying to get it dialed in. It's difficult, inconsistent. What's up there, Julian? Let's get to that 100 likes. I'm going to have to plug this phone in here. About to go on internal sound, y'all. So this is my first time now, and as I'm doing this, I'm still teasing this out. I might actually throw this in some sawdust too. So it's good to be a good woodworker, because you take your fine sawdust and you throw these kind of oilyish hides in them, and it sops up that extra oil that's in there. And then all you have is nice soft, like my other hides are super baby soft, you know, and only for natural stuff. Oh, I got one little problem here. Got to solve now. There we go. Whoops. Squirrel! It ran away from me in death, just like it did in life. Fitting and proper. Fitting and proper. Smack that like button, y'all. Ruling was probably there when I got this. King Bogarts. Make it so. Can y'all hear me? Let's go, let's go. Hit that like button, y'all. My name's Calvin, this is Dad's Workshop. Actually, this side's looking a lot better, because this guy was, say he was a little bit, he had a few fleas in here. I put them on the board in the house. I'm like, dude, they scattered. I've never seen a squirrel so infested with fleas before. Now, squirrel fleas are different, y'all. They're not like fleas on a dog or a cat. You can squish them. I'm not making that up. So squirrel fleas, apparently they, because squirrels don't have opposable thumbs, obviously, so they're not a squish danger, right? But when I get a hold of them, I can squish. So I guess squirrel fleas have evolved to being squishable, which I think is crazy. Because all other fleas are not squishable. You can hold them in your fingers. I'm sure some of y'all live this life. Some of y'all ain't about this life. Don't know nothing about that. Don't know nothing about that. I know all about that. I want to congratulate all the guys at the YMCA for being able to have a conversation with the dog out. And like, congratulations, you can hold a conversation while you're butt naked with me. But I'll pass. Listen, if you didn't hear it, the like button said your girl is ugly. Maybe I hit that like button. Like button said your girl is ugly. I haven't seen that one before, Mike. Hey, welcome everybody. My name's Calvin. Please subscribe. Right now what I'm doing is working on squirrel hide. This is a squirrel that's been brain tan. You got to retain a little bit more than some of the other squirrels I've taken. I'm trying to get that uniform butternut color, right? That's what we're going for here. The uniform butternut color. Y'all catch my comment about the YMCA? Is it easy to do this, Christy Bagon? Can the average person just kill a squirrel and skin it and do this? Yes. I have proof. I have proof that the average person can do this. You know why? I'm the average person. In fact, I was told today I'm below average. So if a stupid guy like me can do it, you can definitely do it. Not to self-deprecate. Yes, so the answer is, Crispy Bagon, you can do this. Is it legal? Can I go to the park and do this? No, you may not. Most parks, the animals are protected. Okay, that's most parks. All right. This came from private land, and in Virginia, gray squirrels, with which this species, this is a member of that species, are a problem animal in certain contexts. That is, they eat garden and produce and tree fruit, and so they become open season all year. So if you live in a certain state like Virginia, where you can actually manage squirrels year-round that are a problem on your private property, then yes, it's legal. Otherwise, there's usually small game season that stretches sometime in September or October till like February-ish, and then it ends. And then, you know, that's a long season now. So you can go to public lands and hunt squirrels in most states during that open season. I'm not going. I was just going. Okay. Well, fantastic. I'm here to entertain all those type of questions. Because what do I do? I entertain. Yes. Don't shoot anything in the car. But I just want to be specific because YouTube and all the legalities of it. And I'm just when it comes to hunting and compliance, like I'm big on compliance. You know, I'm a rebel in a lot of ways in this world, but like there's a lot of reasons that we have certain rules in hunting, and it has to do with species not going extinct, and landscapes being, certain environments being protected, the food chain and all that stuff. I try not to mess with it, knowing that there's a lot of wide-ranging consequences. So like, I'm in North Carolina right now. I have no hunting license in North Carolina. I don't hunt squirrel down here. If I see squirrels, sometimes I look at them like that because like I get in hunting mode, but I don't hunt them. I also don't hunt every squirrel I see. So if I see a juvenile nowadays, I don't hunt the juveniles, even though I probably should. You see that one still got his throat? And these ones are like, they're pretty much done now. I mean, these are smoked and brain tan, so they're like ready to be used. And I might work these, I will work these more, you know. But you can see how good they actually look. They're starting to come out. The first thing I'm going to do is pull it out, tease it out, right? Y'all see as you pull it out, how that the color kind of changes. Whoa, I think I just hit 100 likes. That's what's up, man. 100 like party. That's what's up, man. That's what's up. 100 like party. Another thing I like to do is pull a 2x4. I have this hold fast in my bench. Put a 2x4 in there and pull it across the 2x4. That's another way that I like to do this. I have a couple ways of doing this. I do it inside too. I find an object, I scrape it and break it. It's very friendly to you if you like fidgety stuff, you know. Like so, to Crispy Bagon's point, it's something that I found I took to because of the fidgety nature of it. It's very, you can just keep working on it, it only gets better, right? So the more you kind of fidget with it, the more the leather gets broken. So it's not something, it's not like certain arts, like baking a loaf of bread, actually you only want to handle it a certain amount, right? The more handling doesn't make a better loaf of bread all the time. Sometimes it ends up too dense. You just want to handle it enough and leave some of that in there. Well, that's not the way it is with these. The more handling, the more scraping, kind of the better the leather and the better the fur becomes. Softer, the texture. Still has to be fur, so I am making leather. I'm making leather and fur. So if you watch the beginning of this episode, I was working on leather. Let me show you some leather though, since I have you here and everybody's popping around. Here's my little bundle of squirrel furs, but like these are all finished ones right here. Now I'm going to try with the knot. So you see, you've seen these, they're pretty much, so real soft, right? Very soft and supple, the furs, right? And then I have leather also in different grades because not all of it is perfect. But like, this is leather made from squirrel as well, so we have a leather as well, like bar-tan leather. This one, you see the grain, a little brittle on this. Right? So we do make leather here. Absolutely. Just, we work on both fur and leather. No, it's a great question. Let me read it out loud once I package this back up. So like, here's a, it's still kind of a work in progress, but this is a Cossack style hat that I made right here. This is raccoons. Extremely warm. Also could be a hood too, hood design. That seam I could probably do a little better, but you know, you live and learn. And then if you look at, I made recently made a fanny pack for somebody. Oh, that's what's up. 5.63. That's what's up, man. That's looking good. You got to stream a little bit to get the numbers up. I like that 104 likes though. That looks good. And even those ones I just showed you probably could be, you know, I recently did a video where I oiled them, put fat liquor on them and strengthened it in. So I continue to work the fur as long as I have it. Like I said, you're a custodian of the fur. Oh, is that a super chat? That's what's up, man. Thank you, Mike. Mike has just been killing the donuts today. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate you, man. That's what's up, Mike. Let's go. Appreciate it, man. We gotta send Mike something. I think I'm gonna earmark one of those pieces of squirrel leather for you, Mike. Which one do you want? I'll send it to you. I'll send it out today. I'll try to get it out today, but I don't have I'll send all your stuff too. I got a bunch of stuff packaged up for you, like a little. I had a what do you call it? Strop for you, but the strop dried up and shriveled, so I took it out of there because it didn't look good. So, which one of these squirrels would you like? Here's the darkest one I got. Squirrel leather or squirrel fur. Which would you prefer, Mike? Because, and you can tell me, I will go ahead and get that started and ship it to you today. Oh, that one's not in great shape. This one has a scraped grain on it, but it's real thick. This is a thicker piece than my other ones, my other squirrel furs. Pick one of these out, Mike, and let me get it shipped to you with your other stuff. This is another squirrel leather. Then I have these furs. Pick one of those out. Let me ship that to you. I got your address here, and I have some other stuff for you, and I'll expedite that. You've been so generous to the channel. I want to show my appreciation. So you pick one of those, Mike, and let me know. Is in great shape. No, I don't want to give you one that you're not gonna like. I want you to like. You want to do something with it. No, I'll send you that one too, though. And you can use it as strap and as rawhide lace if you want. That's kind of what I do with the ones I don't like. Turn them into rawhide lacing and so forth. I had an animal steal one of my squirrel pelts. It's terrible. Yeah, man, you'll get one of those. I'll get that out your way. I gotta go to the multi-post and put your package in. I got boxes and stuff. I'll throw it in there today, man. I appreciate your support for the channel. Despite my being in bad health and the gifts that you've given, I think you deserve to have something sent out today. I mean, all my channel members deserve something. Don't get me wrong. But I've been in a way, some kind of way, man. So appreciate that. Just pick me up gift I got from Mike today. Huge gift, and I'm very much appreciative. And I enjoy doing this too a lot, but it is a lot of work. So hopefully Mike is really good at making stuff, and that's why his channel called Mike is making stuff. So I'll send him this squirrel hide, and I get to see it on his channel. He'll do something with it. I think that pistol around there. It's a little small for a pistol holster, but I'm gonna make one for my mini Kimber with it. But I can't do that on YouTube because they won't let you show guns. Maybe I'll make a wooden model of my pistol and then do it with a wooden model. Yeah, let's go. 6K hype train is on the tracks, and it ain't stopping. You better hop on or get wrecked. That's right. Ain't no party like a dad's workshop party, because a dad's workshop party don't stop, ladies and gentlemen. It's like a mic party. Mine actually works style. Mike sometimes do go all around. Hey, shout out Mike. Hey, subscribe to Mike's channel. Just blue collar entertainment. Okay. Blue collar entertainment. You want to nerd out on the little stuff? You can go hunting and you can fix shit. Or you can talk about hunting and talk about fixing shit, and that's why we're here, right? Because what fun is it if you can't talk about it? If you can't talk about it, man. Come on, man. What's up, what's up? Somebody, hey. This is what you do now. You got a little break in that conversation, so double tap that screen and make sure that you subscribe to the channel. Because we're working on 5,630 is where I was looking, Mike said. So let's go. Let's keep moving. Let's keep going. I like those numbers getting bigger. I like bigger numbers. I like moving. Oh, I like moving. Idiocracy quote right there. Hey, Sarah, thank you for the chili. Sarah Hayes, appreciate you. That's what's up. Let's go, Sarah. Thanks for popping in. I'll take that chili and I'll slip it. Thanks for the chili. Mike greased the hinges on all this, man. Thank you, Mike. I will fully give you credit for greasing the hinges on all this. You got the hinges greased. You manifested it. You looked out for me. I appreciate that, man. Oh, man, I have a fly bothering me. I haven't had many of those today. Got this fly paper in here. It catches a lot of them. I'm way too much tail in here. Hey, y'all. The like button said he was about to step on your shoes for real. I ain't telling you what to do, but I would have already hit that fool. See? I mean, not trying to tell you what to do. Like, you just going to let the like button talk to you like that? That's cool. You can do that. It's the principle, you know what I mean? Protect your respect. Put that right there. Protect your respect, y'all. This is a squirrel, Lisa AC 7230. It is a squirrel. And it's been tanned, green tanned. You know what that is? Now I'm stretching and breaking the squirrel fur as to prepare it to be used in some sort of a fabric application. As to prepare to be used in a fabric application. Yeah, this is a squirrel, and I have a whole bunch of others. It's not the only squirrel I got. Got a bunch of squirrels around here. Squirrels and me have been sort of it's been squirrel war tree. Let's just say that, okay? For me, it's been a squirrel war tree. And the squirrels have won a lot of it. The battles have been many times. It doesn't look like it here, but for the most part, the squirrels have been winning. They get away more often than I get them, but definitely. Y'all, look what I did. I never do that. It's got belly fat though. I must have scraped it too much right here. Look at all my other pelts. I have never done that. Well, that's the price you pay for the gifts I've gotten today. And that's a really nice one too. This was my homegirl. Right there. Alright, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take that piece off though. I don't want to like rip more. So it's like stopping the bleeding. That's the best mad at some point. Squirrels will tear, but not like get holes in them easily. They'll tear down the grain or like down the hairline, but they won't rip holes in them easily. That's right along the line of the belly. And on all animals right here is where their skin gets like weaker. Your skin is like softer on the belly. The back, here in the neck, and in the tail area is the strongest area. Oh my gosh, my nose is so itchy. Alan Hay Jr. said, 154 said, shaved it too thin there, brother. He's right. Blew a patch from the backside instead. I mean, you're right, I did shave it too thin. I mean, you could see through it. Like, you could see the hair. Like, when I finished tanning this, or smoking it yesterday, it's like the hide was see-through. Crazy. Skin is so different, Alan. You know what I mean? See, this one already feels like it needs to be broken out. See, it's not too. This one's real good. That's right. That is true. Nature provides what it provides. As much as it would be nice that they come folded and up in little squares. That's right. They're animal shape. They do marry. They actually marry. These animals have very purposeful lives that they live in the forest land. So they actually live a much more purposeful life than like the steak that you find in a grocery store, where the whole animal's whole life was to be turned into a piece of meat. These ones have a chance to get away from me, and often they do, and they live in a forest, and their life is all about playing and getting up in the morning and doing their thing, and occasionally I pop one off. And that's the world now. There's other predators besides humans. I'm not the only predator out there that kills squirrels. There's other animals that do it. But yeah, no, they have a chance to live their lives. For sure. So you're wrong about that, man. You're wrong about that, and your whole philosophy is wrong. So check yourself and go out and do actual research, do some education. What I'm doing is actually preserving the environment for other animals to be able to live their lives, genius. So like a lot of animals can't even exist in this world because the squirrels are the ones in complete domination of the environment. There's no other animals. So these squirrels are directly competing with other, like fox squirrels, for example. The American red squirrels can't exist because the gray squirrels dominate their territory. I'm soft as anybody else when I look in an animal's face. I'll tell you, I thank these animals when I take them. But I'm going to tell you right now, I don't feel any sorrow whatsoever when someone comes in my chat and tries to guilt me with some of that old nonsense. Go read that off to someone else. I have no idea whether you eat meat or not. You could eat meat and be telling me that. You know what I mean? So how do I thank you all for leaving them in the chat. That's why our numbers are so good right now. And thank you for your comment, Mary. But I would do a little more research. Look what the gray squirrels have done in England. Killed off their native red squirrels. And I'm not an enemy of the grays either. I like the grays. They serve a purpose. They have cool lives. But I will say they absolutely get a chance to live their lives out. There's one squirrel that's been evading me there, and I've decided to let it go. She also has a pretty red tail. I feel like she's like the sign. Like I see her pop up on the back of the tree occasionally. She looks at me. I'm like, I don't know. I think I gotta leave you alone. So I do believe in signs. There is a limit. Yeah. Julian knows, man. My parents can't even harvest an apple. They literally have 6 apple trees and never get an apple. Can you imagine that? You have 6 apple trees and you take care of them and you fertilize them and you treat them like babies and you take care of the apple blossoms on them, and then you get no apples from them. It's criminal. It's criminal. Squirrels are good too, they taste good. Irish Trail Camp Cliffs. Tough break? What do we mean? Tough break for them, yeah, I guess. Yeah, I suppose so. I mean, I sometimes think that, because sometimes there's a couple of them where I've gotten them while they were trying to signal to the other squirrels with their tail that I was danger. Like, when they see me now in those woods, and I do believe squirrels are sentient. I believe in the sentience of animals. But there's just a food chain, man. You know, we live in a world where there's predators and there's prey, and that's how it is, man. Apex predator, it's the hardest thing in the world to be an apex predator. Anyway, I forgot what I was saying. Oh, there's times where they get away, like, I say most of the time they get away. But the ones that I've gotten sometimes have been brave ones that have stood on the tree side, shaking their tail and made calls to try to signal the other squirrels, because squirrels recognize primate faces. This is something they've done research on. I'm not making that up. So me getting this hat was not just cute. Like, I got this hat because the squirrels knew who I was. I give them a chance too. I could trap them, right? And I don't do that. Trapping them, like, it's not too fair to the squirrels. Like, the smart ones and the strong ones get away from Calvin and then reproduce and make smart, strong squirrels that can get away from Calvin. That's what happens, guys. And if anything, I'm strengthening the population. So, Darwinism. Yeah. Julian's right. He said you feel bad for him. And he's been out there when his squirrel dropped from the tree. So, King of Bogarts, my son, he lives in a house where there's no hunting really. His mom is not into that really. So he came out with me and saw a squirrel. I said, Julian, you didn't like that, did you? He's I didn't really like that very much, you know. He won't lie to you. He's not a big fan of it either, but it's how it is, man. It's nature, it's life. It's the circle of life. There's a benefit that comes from it. And the products that we can make, and handmade beauty that we can make, actually give some immortality to those animals, to be honest. Looking at it in a selfish way. Let me go back to this deer hide now that it's had a little while to sit out, and I'm going to scrape at that brain side again. So if you're watching with ethical questions, I think you can find comfort in at least knowing that these techniques prevent wastefulness and bad stewardship of the resources available. Absolutely. I'm all about environmental stewardship. When I was a kid and a young adult, I wanted to be a game warden, man. Like, I literally wanted to go out and stop people from doing unethical things, which people do a lot. Unethical things in the woods. With game, like shooting stuff on the side of the road for no reason. I cannot understand that. If they do that, like, I don't know what are you gonna do with that? You know, I experienced that when I was a little kid. I went running around with a rifle. You know, in the country, sometimes kids do stuff. I told my parents about this the other day. how when I was 9 or 10 years old, I grabbed a 22 when I was out in the country. Somebody gave me permission to varmint hunt, and I went all over the town with this rifle and shot lots of stuff. And I'm not vouching for that behavior, but it taught me a lot because I shot something and immediately felt bad for it because it got wasted. And I actually didn't. I took it to the cats and ate it. But as a young person, I realized that I didn't like the feeling of just, you know, blindly killing stuff. You know what I mean? Like that didn't appeal to me. I think you have to go past that. There's no rush in that at all for me. I mean, taking down an animal, yes, it's a rush because it's something that's formed in us evolutionarily as humans, I think. It's like there's a lot of generations where that's all there was for us as men. That's it. You couldn't really do that. You didn't have much you could do. Back again, Calvin. Send the haters to me. What's worse than anything is letting the population go. They manage in disease, yeah. I mean, they get names and disease, yeah. So that squirrel I found with the fleas, I think that's a good example of like how it can get a little bit bad because the only way that he would have fleas like that, and it wasn't male, would be if he's in close quarters with another animal, you know. So I don't know what's going on with my numbers. I don't know where that's probably the internet. Maybe it's lunchtime. It's alright, I'm not worried about that. We did really well, 111. I'm looking at 111 likes. That's pretty good, man. Pretty good. And Mike, I'm gonna get your package out. You're gonna just pack it up. Get up, pack it in. Let me begin. Yeah, my stream, you can keep scrolling if you're one of these haters, because, like, my stream is, like, pretty positive, and you can go to something else, but the hate, like, I see, when we have a conversation, you tell me, oh, they don't get a chance to live their lives, then you put a dislike and you go and report my channel. See what happens to my numbers? One person's dumbass report, right? All it takes is one idiot with a stupid opinion that doesn't make sense, and then they report you. So, honestly, man, I'd rather you scroll. I hope I gross you out next time, so don't stick around, you know? That's why I like Oak Ridge, he just leans into it, and he'll just show shit. He'll like, oh, here's his face. Because then a person like Mary doesn't pop up in your shit and report you. You know what I mean? Because they're like, oh, I can't watch that. Oh my God. Yeah, so you get rid of them that way, right? But what we're going to do, though, Mike, man, it's an awesome day regardless, but I'm going to wrap it up now because it looks like YouTube's decided to do it. Man, it was an awesome day though. We had a great day here. We got a lot of buckskin scraped. I got to name this hole, and we got all our squirrel skin scraped too. I actually got a whole bunch done. All these squirrels, all these squabs are scraped, and the best part of the stream was when I was doing squabs. I've never had that. Yeah, never mind her. Whatever. We'll be back. She'll be on. It is what it is. Her little stupid thing will only go for one live stream. And they got me a little bit late. I already did a bomb-ass live stream, so. For me. Like, really good live stream for me. And then this was the groundhog hide, right? We had the deer hide, and then we had the squaws. So, good day. Good day in Dad's workshop, man. Nothing to be ashamed of whatsoever. I'm looking at the hundo, man. Made a hundo. We need your help, man. I need y'all to subscribe today, right now. Subscribe to the channel. I want to get to 5,600 and... Let me see. 5,633. Let me get that 5,633. Find a squirrel in a tree at 5,633. That's what's up, y'all. But we ain't going to get there today, I don't think. 5,632. That means we did 5,000. We did 32 subs today at least on this live stream. That's what's up, y'all. Mike, thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's do it. Appreciate you, Mike. We did 150 minutes. That's not bad. Can't beat that with a stick. Appreciate everybody coming through. I'll be back tomorrow. Take care, everybody. This is Dad.